Click on subscribe button, press the bell icon and never miss another update from Educational Height.
So today I am going to teach you that technique by which you can learn new words in just minutes. It will be so easy for you that you will learn new words faster than your friends are learning now. So you want to learn that technique? Yes. Okay. So let's start. The technique is that it's a tip. T-I-P. So what I mean by tip is turn into pictures. Whatever new word comes through your book or your textbook or wherever you find that new word, you just have to do two things for that. The number one is that you have to turn that word into a picture. Okay, so let's take examples. Bless meaning Ashirwad. Bless. So from that word bless, you create an image. First you create an image, and then the second thing is that you know its definition. So first you create an image of that word, and then you secondly from that definition you make a story of that. So you make a story in such a way that it lasts an everlasting impact on your memory. So from the word bless we get the word less, L-E-S-S, and it means Ashirwad. So you just imagine name of anybody whose name starts from B, who is elder than you, and from that spelling B-L-E-S-S, so that B person meets you less time, and whenever he meets you after your meeting is over, he gives you Ashirwad. So have you remembered its meaning and also that word? Yes or no? Yes. So do you know now how to memorize words? Yes. So I will also repeat. You just have to do two things. First thing is that whatever the word comes, you just have to turn it into a picture. It can be. It doesn't mean that it have to be the close as the word, but it just have to trigger in your mind the image of that word, and then you know its definition. So from that definition you just make a story in such a way that it's hilarious, it's funny, it's unimaginable. The story should always be not logical, it should be illogical. Why? Because only when we are remembering illogical things and when we see illogical things, then only we get the picture of that into our mind. Now known how to memorize single words, but what if you have to learn a long list of words? So now I will teach you how to memorize a list of long words, and it's a very easy technique than this. It's just this: imagination and association. So you just do two things. First you imagine those words and then you associate them. Now we would conduct an engaging exercise. I would give you 5 words and then you all have to memorize it. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. So the first word is diamond. Now while remembering this, just imagine a huge diamond of this which have the size of this entire classroom. Can you do this? Yes. Okay. Then after that the second word is brain. Now how do you connect? You can imagine the huge brain, but how do you connect diamond and brain? Logically it doesn't have any connection in its own, but what do you imagine? That there is a huge brain here, and then that diamond is cutting that brain down into 2 parts. Okay. So the third word is bike. So how do you imagine that? So there is a huge brain, and then that diamond is cutting that brain into half, and then after that brain is cut, then after out of that brain a bike appears. You can imagine your favorite bike there. Okay. So you have memorized 3 words, and then that bike starts and it roams without any passenger. Then the fourth word is traffic light. So when it's roaming, it's going hither and thither, then it sees a traffic light, and after that So the fourth word is traffic light. Then there are three different traffic lights. There is one light here, and one light in just in the it is against the bike, and after that the bike don't stop. The bike crushes to the traffic light and it goes. And then after that the fifth word is let's say spaceship. Then after that a spaceship appears out of nowhere, and then that bike that spaceship attracts the bike towards it, and it takes to Mars. Okay, the sixth word is Mars. And after that seventh word is aliens. So on that Mars there are many aliens. And the eighth word is let's say blue. So those aliens are they are all bleeding, and they are bleeding the blood of blue color. Are you imagining it in your mind?
Yes.
Okay, so they are bleeding the blue color, and after that sometime they die, and after their death they just their body goes into a steam. So how many words did we take? 10. So can anybody tell me the 10 words by sequence?
Diamond,
Brain,
brain, mic, bike,
Signal.
bike,
Yeah, bike.
signal light,
spaceship,
Yeah.
and
Mars, alien, blue, die, dead,
Stream. Yeah, clap for him. So by this technique, this small boy has memorized a list of 10 words which I just gave, and he didn't have to just diamond brain, that old technique. He just had to imagine it in such a way that it was memorable for his brain. Now you might be wondering, how do we make that associations with that? Do you know that there are 5 vowels in English? What are these? Can anybody tell me? Okay. So from that technique, we are going to this A, E, I, O, U. Now you might be wondering how the vowels are going to help us. So A stands for action, E stands for emotion, I stands for illogical, O stands for over, and U stands for unique. So the A, from this A, whenever you imagine any 2 words, you have to make it emotional, you have to make it illogical, you have to make it over expressive, and you also have to make it unique. So, and you have to connect it by some action. So out of these 5 things, even if you just 1 or 2 things and then you just mix them up with the words that you have to memorize, then it's going to be very easy for you to remember any 10, 20, 30 words. And so from this you can memorize any words that you have given. You can use this technique to impress your friends also, and by this technique they might be wondering, oh, how did he memorize that? So have you understood this technique also?
yes.
Okay, so from this method, from the imagination and association method, you have learned how to memorize a long list of words, and you can also this method to remember the periodic table of science. And from the first method, which is how to improve your vocabulary the easy way, you have seen how to remember the long words or the words. Now by these 2 methods, if you have to ever memorize any new words, then you can use these 2 methods and you can learn new languages, and also you can learn foreign languages, and also you can learn English the easy way.